we need the cables. What are we going to do first? And here we have the antenna's power supply. This antenna power supply, we're going to see here, it has LAN and it has PoE. The PoE is what will directly power the antenna. Why is that? Because the power supply can be in a box further down. And with the cable, we're going to stretch it to the point where the antenna is. So this makes it much easier. The PoE, so we don't have to connect the power source up there. Let's suppose it's on a pole. On a pole, it's much easier. We fix the antenna and run PoE and the power supply stays below. That's why it has this advantage. So how are we going to connect it? We have this cable here. With this cable, what are we going to do first? We're going to connect it here to the antenna's PoE. It's connected. After we connect it to the antenna's PoE, we're going to connect it here to the power supply's PoE as well. The most basic way to connect in this case, we're going to connect the video LAN here. The LAN we're going to connect here. The LAN, which is the network, it's data. We're going to connect it here to the camera. We connect it here to the camera. But in this system, we have to power the camera. We want to power the camera. So I can have 15 cameras here, 30 cameras, but to avoid congestion, I have to know how many megabits each camera will give me and if it will be possible to pass through this bandwidth. And we must also pay attention to the switch. We have a switch here that isn't gigabit. This switch is megabits. It's only megabits. So the amount the data that will pass through this switch has to be below 100 megabits. With a safety margin, we can pass up to 60, 70, or at most 80 megabits. These calculations, you as a technician must keep in mind. We're going to learn here in this course how to do these calculations to know how much passes through. So this lesson is just to explain in practice how the connections work. How do they work? I have this switch. It's a PoE switch. I'm going to power the PoE cameras. It's much easier. Let's suppose the cameras are in place. I'll connect it here to the switch and I'll connect it to this specific camera. It's already powered via PoE. I'm going to get another cable, right? I'll get another cable. I'll connect it again to the switch, here to this camera, and I'll power it. Now we have two cameras powered directly from the switch. What are we going to do? We're going to connect the LAN here and it will go to the switch. On the switch, I'm not going to connect to the PoE. I'm going to connect here to the uplink and to one of these uplink ports. I powered the antenna via PoE, sent the information on the switch. The switch powered the cameras via PoE and also sent the information from the cameras. Everything is connected here. This is a point that will take this information from these cameras, passing through the switch, and we'll send it here to our recorder, as we did at point B. Here at point A, we're going to connect to the antenna. Connected to the antenna, we've already powered the antenna directly via PoE, and we're going to take a LAN here. This LAN, we're also going to connect to a switch, or I can connect it directly here to the NVR. But since I need to, I'll probably provide internet to this NVR. So I have to provide more possibilities, because if I connect to the NVR, I limit the NVR. What am I going to do? I'm going to take this cable here. I'm going to connect it here to the NVR's LAN. Here from the antenna's LAN, it will connect directly to the switch. And from the NVR here, I'll also connect to the switch, because here on this switch is our point of convergence. It went from the antenna directly to the switch, and from the switch to the NVR. Because here I can connect the internet to connect then to the NVR. It's not limited, instead of me connecting directly. And here we're going to connect the antenna here. I'm going to do a test. I'm going to plug it in just so we have an idea that it really works just through PoE. Let me do a test. You can see it there directly. It's actually already here, handling and processing the antenna signal, right now. Connection via PoE.